Welcome back to day 12, and today I want to talk about how to answer the question, tell me about your weaknesses. Now, this question is particularly difficult to answer because the truth is, none of us want to come off as weak in an interview. So it is a little bit tricky. But the thing here is, you never want to paint yourself in a bad light because at the end of the day, you're still trying to sell yourself and your skills in this interview. So I personally try to take something positive and I put a spin on it. So I often, when I get asked a question, I always say I find my biggest weakness to be that I'm a perfectionist. I love the details, I get stuck in the details, but as a result, sometimes I find myself taking a little bit longer than others to complete the task. But once the task is completed, all my bases are covered. The other thing I do struggle with is asking for help. Because I have the internet and there's tons of things online, I always research and try to get a sense of what the problem is, how I can solve it before asking for help. And sometimes that is to my detriment because if I ask somebody, it would have been solved in 2 minutes as opposed to taking 30 minutes to find the answer online. So, with that response that I give or have given you an example of, I mentioned two good things: that I'm a perfectionist and I enjoy being in the details and detail oriented, and that I thoroughly do my homework and my research when faced with a problem. So, I mentioned two positive things. However, I mentioned the parts that I struggle with within those positive things. So it's essentially the sandwich method. You start with the good, you mentioned where you struggle, which is the bad, and then you finish off with the good again. So you're not entirely just outright mentioning something that you're bad at, but again, sandwich method, because at the end of the day, it is an interview and you are selling your skills here. So I hope you found that helpful and stay tuned for the rest of the series.